The Digimon card game has existed for 5 years now. Many would have assumed it fall to the 2-year curse of card games getting discontinued because of the history of the franchise. It admittedly has a lot of reboots, and Bandai is a card game company with a lot of properties. It's hard to keep all that up. But somehow, despite the odds, the game is still here and flourishing. There has been a bit of lull in the hype of the game, it's having a slow period, but that happens to anything that goes on long enough, and it looks like things are about to turn around for the Digimon card game. Because we did just finish having worlds for the Digimon TCG and One Piece, and both games had very exciting announcements, but one in particular that is getting everyone's attention, and why you clicked on this video, is a potential simulator. Seemingly now for mobile phones, but we'll see what that entails later on for other platforms such as PC. During the World stream, there was a teaser trailer posted that you can see being played on screen right now of Renamon picking up a phone where you can clearly see the card back of this game shown for a second with a final teaser saying more information available at Digimon Con, which is only at the time of this upload, at least for me, in my time zone, 3 days away. Very late into the third day. It's going to be like almost midnight when the stream finally starts for me, but it is only 3 more days. So what is this? People are positive this is a mobile sim because why would you hype this up at your Digimon Con for an announcement with a very clear indication that it's related to the Digimon TCG by the card back if it's just going to be like some deck builder or database thing on your phone? Especially since we already have the TCG, Bandai TCG Plus app, whatever that's called, which has a database for you to build decks on and submit with. The thing that gets people more positive about this is that during the Worlds event, during the stream, they revealed a lot of trailers, revealing a bunch of amazing art, a bunch of upcoming info for upcoming sets, but more importantly, during one of the video presentation trailers for Worlds, there was, just for a split second, this weird image of what at first glance seems to be the tutorial app, but on closer inspection, there is a lot more going on here than just the tutorial app. First of all, this looks nothing like it. The tutorial app has like an orange-blue kind of color scheme going on, digital space theme. This looks a lot more like Hearthstone in aesthetic. This looks more full-fledged too, because you got way more going on here. You got your opponent's hand, you got their field. You have some stuff down here with little icons and things. So between this and between this teaser, which is going to have more info at Digimon Con, where at Digimon Con they do promise Digimon card game latest product information and new project announcement, it seems very likely that this is finally what people have been asking for, a mobile simulator. Now, the Digimon card game has been going through a lull, no one can deny that, but there is still a demand there for this game to have a simulator. People have been wanting this for so long that people have taken it up upon themselves. You guys know what I'm talking about. There is not just one, but 2 alternative ways, technically 3 if you want to count tabletop simulators, to play this game online currently. There is a huge demand, no matter how small and niche technically the game still is, because there are multiple platforms and all of those platforms are populated. They have people in there and you can get matches in seconds. So 5 years into the game's life, they may have felt they made enough off the physical sales, and now they think to bolster it, to keep the product life going, we now introduce the mobile sim. Everything is pointing towards that because you have this information from Digimon Con with this teaser trailer, or rather from Worlds teaser trailer with more information coming at Digimon Con. Then you have this, which can be seen for a second in the Worlds 2025 to 2026 trailer. And this looks more fleshed out. Like, this is not the tutorial app. People's first instinct was, is this tutorial app, but it looks nothing like it. My worry, however, is that it's a possibility that maybe this is just an upgrade to that, because if you look at the cards, this person only has ST1, the very first red starter deck. That's all their hand is. Now, you do have Tai out here, which is from Booster Set 1, which the tutorial app does not have. So that is another thing that's making people indicate that this is expanded. This is stuff that the tutorial app doesn't have. That's another thing people think maybe that this is a simulator that's coming. But my worry seeing this is like, what if it's just an expansion to the tutorial app? Because like a lot of stuff has changed in the Digimon card game. Maybe they're just updating the tutorial app to be more fancy, to get a better explanation of what the actual current state of the game is compared to 5 years ago, which is a big change from back then. Now that's just me kind of trying to keep my expectations in check, just to like not be completely disappointed in case something, doesn't turn out. But, between the teaser, between this looks very likely. Now, Digimon Con is happening on the 20th of Japan. So you're gonna convert that to your time zone. Like I said, for me, that is going to be late into the night on the 19th of March. So that is only 3 more days for me. Not too much longer, really. So I guess either way, whether this is the biggest announcement of the game's history or a disappointment, we will all know very soon. But this looks very likely because like this looks like a sim to me. Like everything's pointing towards that. It's been 5 years now. The last big project they announced, to be fair, was Liberator, and maybe that's not what people were wanting or even expecting at the time. But Liberator is a big undertaking. They listened to criticisms of the previous Digimon Online novel project being mostly like a digital web novel. They made it into something people are more likely to read, in which is a digital comic now. It's very exciting. It's fun. It's introducing incredible new cards and monster designs into the franchise that feel like they're at home in the original Digimon anime. It was a really big undertaking, and it was something that did like push the card game, even if it's not what people wanted. So I think when they announced these big teaser projects, it was also referred to as the next Digimon card game project, you know. I don't think these are small scale things in the eyes of Bandai, so for them to tease this, I think it's very likely this is a Digimon card game simulator. Now, looking at this looks pretty interesting. It looks very small. I was kind of hoping it'd be a little bit more optimized for a mobile screen looking at this. So if we're assuming that this is a simulator, let's go ahead and look at it and talk about it as such. Unfortunately, the thing with Digimon is there is no limit on the amount of monsters you can have on the field, so you do need to free up space for the board. So I guess it makes sense that things are going to be this small, the little icons on the field. But my worry is just like misclicking and tapping, or maybe this is just like the trailer isn't giving a good scale of it too. You never know. Maybe it's different in when you get to play it yourself in person. But it looks really cool. This one little like comment, it's not a big thing, but like my critique on it, like knee jerk, is like this background, very Hearthstone-esque. Digimon is all about the digital theme, so I would really hope it will go towards something like that in terms of theming and aesthetic. It doesn't even have to be like blue, you know, what was it, Cyber Sleuth backgrounds, because that all got really samey really quick. It doesn't need to be that. But if we could have a background just like this, like Digimon World 3, I just absolutely love Digimon's interpretation of a digital world. I love it, like these sockets just lying around everywhere, these trees with like a connector base. I just absolutely have always been enamored with the beautiful pixel art of Digimon World 3. And just like the idea, there's just random sockets and plugins all around the world. It's very cute. And I think if they're going to go for like this kind of like Hearthstone, you know, nature aesthetic, they could have like modeled it after Digimon World 3 or something like that. I think that'd be very cool. Like it's just number pads and like these circuit board kind of like symbols around. Like it's so interesting. I wish they would do something like that instead of this. So just aesthetically, that's like a criticism there. But obviously, I think something like this would probably have different themes, like Master Duel. So you would probably be able to just purchase one that's more to your suiting. So that is not a big deal. That's just my initial reaction. That's like, wow, every digital card game really just follows after the Hearthstone template that was laid out. Which, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I get it. But I guess that's why I also like Duel Links at the time, when that was kind of new, because it was more of its own thing and layout than just being a Hearthstone again. We don't really know anything about how the economy is going to go for this game, because I mean we're not even sure if that's what this is. The only thing we have to compare it to is the Digimon. It's the Dragon Ball Fusion World Sim, which is available on PC. That one has a pretty rough card economy. You get like a couple of gems versus needing 1,000 gems to open a pack, something like that. It is definitely a lot rougher compared to something like Master Duel, where you like to encourage you to pay because of that. So that is the only thing we really have to compare it out to in terms of stuff that Bandai has released. So I don't know, but like the feedback for that has been pretty loud, so maybe Bandai will take that into account and go for something more like a Master Duel model. Off of this screenshot, we can't really tell anything. It looks like there's like little icons to look through your trash and stuff like that. There's this arrow that's pointing backwards. It makes me think maybe this is like an undo button, but I don't know. Maybe that's just like to suspend or something. I'm not sure. But nothing here really indicates that about the monetization or something like that. So we have no real way to know. Nothing really substantial to compare it to other than Fusion World. And that's, again, like criticism has been out for that game. So Bandai could listen and change, because honestly, there is a lot of valid criticism to have at them, but in terms of the Digimon card game, I feel like they really have been responsive to a lot of the criticism that the game has had, and they've addressed it. They are a little slow on ban lists, I feel, which is very fair to point out, but that is also because it's tied to their championship circuit series. You know, Worlds just ended, and then after Worlds ended, they released a ban list, because they're not gonna, in between Nats and Worlds, they're not going to release a ban list and suddenly throw them into chaos for the people preparing for all that. Maybe they did in the first year and I don't remember, but it's very clear that they want to avoid that, which is why this balance in particular was a little slower. So, because otherwise I feel like everything, like promos in English, they made a specific promo for Sonorizamon one time where if you buy a box or something like that, or a certain amount of product, you get a reprint of the promo with a different art. Back when Sonoriza was like $20 because it was in some deck. I don't remember anymore, but it's just vaguely like promos have been getting reprinted. The new LM Limited Set 6 has a Rapidmon X promo, has a Rapidmon X reprint. So like, a bunch of other stuff as well, you know, not just that. But so I think like one of the most like demanded things of this game for the longest time has been a simulator, and I think we're 5 years into it. This thing is getting teased. It's very likely now, because otherwise this is a lot for nothing, which could really blow up in their face. I know historically Digimon Con has not been that exciting. If you have not seen Digimon Con before, there really is no reason to assume this would have a big announcement. The most they've ever announced was like, yeah, Digimon Survive needs a little more time, so it won't be coming this year or something like that, back when that game was still like years away. Otherwise, they don't really announce new games or anything like that. It's just like a celebration of the franchise. They do like live music presentations and stuff like that. It's fun, but it's mostly just like an update on stuff we already know, and then celebrating the franchise that we all love through new arts and live music performances. Nothing really huge has ever been revealed at this, which is why I also am kind of skeptical of what this could be, but when there's smoke, there's fire, and there is a lot of smoke here. It is very odd that this is all coming together right now. I don't know if this was meant to be shown in the trailer. Maybe it's purposely done to get people talking online, like, hey, I'm making a video of it. I'm making free advertising for Digimon Con, basically. So yeah, maybe this was part of their plan, this strategy, you know, digital marketing. Either way, I am so excited because this is huge for the Digimon card game. I know so many people that were waiting for literally just this to get into it. So I really hope the monetization is fair. I really hope there's a way to, you know, play free to play, or if you want to spend more, like a good like aesthetic way to spend on it. It's just so many possibilities, and I am so excited. Will this be the thing that saves Digimon? I don't think this game has needed saving for a while. Like, it's gone on for 5 years. Anything that lives on long enough will just have lull points, you know? They'll have like low periods, and Bandai will hopefully listen, course correct. Because when this game came out, like, they straight up said, we're not making any money off this because the Star Deck is so cheap. This is just supposed to be a commercial for Digimon Adventure. The reboot that they did 5 years ago, was that? Yeah, right, it came out in 2020. And they themselves have said in interviews that they are shocked at how much this took off, particularly in the West. So I think they're willing to invest in this and keep it going, because it's probably the best the Digimon card game has ever done since the original one, which is more like a rock, paper, scissors game. But it was still a really good game. That went on forever. So for them to finally get something that clicks with the Digimon franchise and wider audience again, thus expanding people who will be interested in Digimon, Digimon products, etc., I think they want to keep that going and that reach as long as they can. So this is huge. I am very excited. I'll see you guys in 3 days, and hopefully I'll see you guys with the sim on the other side, because we're going to be streaming that thing every day, because it's on mobile, thankfully. And hopefully it has a PC release, but if it doesn't, there will be a way to play around it on PC, and I will show you guys then. But until then, I will see you guys in 3 days. Hopefully we get the announcement we are hoping for, and, you know, just keep your head up until then, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and until then, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.